Mindful nerd moment. Let's do it Invincible style.
Oh boy.
Okay, so obviously I couldn't use like 75% of things because you know that I refuse to do mindful nerd moments for violence.
Well, right.
So
I was gonna mindfully running someone's face through a moving train. Like
yes, no thank you. No thank you. If you want to do that, you can do that on your own time.
no, no.
So what I came up with was there's there's a scene, there's at least one scene where Mark and his I think actually he's racing his dad, and they end up at the top of Mount Everest.
Mm,
And I thought that would be really cool because I mean, what good are superpowers if you can't just sit at the top of Mount Everest and enjoy yourself?
right.
And, mock I think there's even someone who, like, finally makes it to the top of Mount Everest and they're there. So, like, mock the people who have to work hard at it.
Nice.
So I thought that could be a cool one because I don't know about you, but I never planned to go there. So my imagination is all I have.
No plan whatsoever
Yeah.
on doing that. I'm pretty sure there's a 4K video out there of it. I can watch that
Oh, interesting. I've never thought
in
to
a
do
temperature controlled environment.
that. Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
If anyone who is listening has done it, then would love to hear about that. Sounds super cool. So tell
Yeah.
us how off I am with the
If you've
visual.
climbed Everest, you get to be on our podcast. Deal.
Oh, yes, agreed. Yeah, yeah. We'll find something for you. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, you get to be up here because that's pretty heroic, if you ask me.
That's pretty amazing. All right, let's do this. So I'll have you sit straight but comfortably. Um, Close your eyes or soften your gaze so you're not looking at anything in particular. And just start paying attention to your breath. Use the air coming in and out as a way of helping you to focus in on this mindful nerd moment. And I want you to imagine that you are Mark Grayson. You've just newly discovered your powers. You can finally fly. You've been waiting for this day. And you have, you've had a hard day of practicing and racing with your dad and just trying to kind of get the lay of the land with these powers. And you just need a moment to relax. But it's kind of hard to relax with all the hustle and bustle going on around you these days. And so you think to when your dad showed you Mount Everest and you say, you know what? I'm gonna go spend some time up there. Why don't you imagine that you fly over to Mount Everest and you just sit at the very top of the mountain. And I want you to take in each moment. Because what's the point of superpowers if you can't fully appreciate just being able to zip up to the top of this mountain? Notice what the cold air feels like, the snow and ice and mountain beneath you. Notice how the sun hits your skin, how it reflects off of all the mountains around you. Look around you and really fully take in and appreciate the sights and the sounds of being at the highest point on earth. Take a moment to breathe in that ice cold air and breathe out. For most people, this air would feel thin and it does feel different, but fortunately for you, you have superpowers and you're handling it just fine. So you take one more breath of this air. It feels different, but it feels refreshing. You breathe in, you breathe out. Listen to the quiet, to the dampened sounds, dampened by the snow and ice. You smile to yourself in appreciation for this quiet moment to yourself. And when you're ready, you stand up, you fly off toward home. All right, so now that we're nearing the end of that mindful nerd moment, we're going to shift out of being Mark Grayson and back into being ourselves. Move around a little bit if you need to. Sometimes it helps to kind of move around a little bit, just get adjusted back into things. And yeah, Caden, wondering how was Mount Everest for you?
It was good. It was good. I one thing that's always funny to imagine is just um being somewhere like that and not feeling cold.
I know, right?
Like the concept of that is by itself is pretty amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It is kinda cool, and I guess a little bit different where it might take you out of the mindfulness a little bit because 'cause you're trying to kind of create this experience that would be different than your own. But
Right.
still, it's a cool kinda exercise of like, "Hey, let me take this quote unquote normal experience of cold and really pay attention because this time it's gonna feel different."
Yeah. Pretty dope. I like it.